What is going on, everybody? Dupre Slasher. We are back with the Pound / Marvel Media Podcast. I'm Pound.
Slash.
Not Pound.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
I'm
Hey,
Slash.
we going with it.
What the hell?
Slash. You see what we just did? That? Hey,
I see that y'all from that.
We multiverse that shit.
Team Penis.
Team Penis. Team Penis. Let's go.
Stop leaning back. You go out of camera.
Oh my god, I keep
We're back with Damien.
This
This is our episode where we're going to be talking about Hawkeye, Season 1, Episode 5.
5, because next week's the 6th one.
Yeah. So again, this is the second time we've had to record the intro because of my dumbass.
Because the mic is muted.
So yeah, let's hit them with the news.
All right, now let's go back to it again. Now you're saying, okay, hold on. Let's go back.
Just read it.
Chadwick Boseman's brother says Star would want to be T'Challa to be recast in Black Panther, and I said like, well, he's talking about the first Black Panther, and I'm like, bro, like you mean after a couple of movies, and then
and then that's where I came in. Okay, right. So here's the thing. While we did not know that he had cancer, I guarantee you his family did.
Right.
So I'm guessing Chadwick probably was like, hey, look, I'm probably not going to be able to, like, if something were to happen. Because obviously he was fighting it. It wasn't like he was, just sitting back waiting for it to kill him.
He died. I said he died. Like, when that happened, I was like, wait,
but
what?
At the same time, that's all. When you're told you have cancer, that's always a possibility. At some point, you might pass away.
Right.
So he probably did talk with his family and was like, look, if something ends up happening, I would actually personally love for them to recast the character. Now, with that being said, his brother could also be lying out of his ass.
Right, because it's like, wait, why will... I mean, I know we're something we don't know, but it's like, wait a minute, this man looked like he was
I don't know why. Here's my thing. I don't know why Chadwick didn't at least tell Marvel.
I think so. Again, I feel like certain people in the Marvel management probably knew it was not their place to actually put it out there.
No. I don't mean to put it out.
No, saying this, but they knew he had cancer. They knew that he was still doing his job and everything else. Because again, even with the Endgame, he still participated in the movies and stuff like that. Even it's actually a clip out there where they having a full interview and he was falling asleep in the group interview. So they knew that he was still sick. But again, the man still had the courage. He still had that. Was to me, that would really show his character. This man still loved his art that much.
Right.
He still continued doing it.
It reminded me of the dude, what's the dude from Addams Family? Like, he played Bison even though he had, like stomach cancer he had? Yeah. And he still played that character.
Raul Julia?
Yeah. I was like, wow. Because you would never know he had it. And I'm like, bro, like...
So I watched him get smaller and smaller.
Smaller and smaller.
To this day, he's still my favorite Gomez.
He is the Gomez.
He is the Gomez. They were going to make up Addams Family. They were going to make a third one if he didn't die.
The Gomez. Like, that one made me love...
They were at that time. They were trying to make a third one, but he passed away before it happened.
Yeah, now they're getting ready to do a new series called Wednesday.
Oh well.
And they've recast the entire family. Obviously, well, first off, the chick that plays the mom, I can't remember what her actress name is. She actually hated. She actually hated playing that role, and not because
she was wanting to lose weight. Well,
no. She hated it because the outfit was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
she had to wear a corset that was super tight on her. And it was so tight, it forced her to walk with the shuffle. She didn't.
No,
that was
that was just her. That was just her being like.
She hated it. They got a Latino Hispanic comedian guy to play Gomez, which at least makes sense,
right?
Because he's a Hispanic character,
right?
I just don't like the actor that they picked.
Okay, here's a question about Addams Family. I always wanted to know this. So, what were they? Were they more mortal than anything else, more monster than anything else?
Right, were they dead?
Because some of the stuff that was happening to them, no human being should be able to handle or take.
Well, that's
bomb explosions and shit.
Yes, Uncle Fester.
Boom.
Everything was happening. They literally was taking it.
Right.
What were they?
Probably supernatural. Not necessarily.
It has to be.
Not necessarily monsters, but like they're still human. They're just like a superhero, just without.
So you get a thing from it.
Thing's a monster.
And then
But Thing's not an actual character. I mean, he's a character in and of himself, but he's not a.
Lurch came from. I saw. It's like when we watch a TV show. Like growing up, I watched a TV show, and then I watched the Monsters right after it. God, I'm so old right now.
They were two of my favorite shows.
And then you start watching the movie itself. They never give the introduction. You just go right into the Addams family, and you're talking about Uncle Fester and everything else. the animated series that I watched was kind of nice. They showed how they became what they were.
Right.
And how Lurch came from the asylum. And it just made him become
Right.
actual Butler. I like that. It was kind of great.
Next.
Oh shit! I thought. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. You thought I didn't forget about you, motherfuckers. I didn't forget. Anyway, the next bit of news, number 2. I Am Groot Disney Plus series is now set to premiere in 2022, and some people say maybe for early 2022. So we're getting an I Am Groot series.
I think it's animated, if I remember
It
correctly.
is animated.
It is animated.
Yeah, so I don't care.
So how do he get his own series?
Right. That's what I want to know. How the hell that happened?
Is it a baby Groot or is it actually the full size character?
No, it didn't say. It just says I Am Groot.
I am pretty sure it's Baby Groot.
That's what I'm hoping it is.
If I remember seeing the logo for it correctly, Baby Groot's actually a part of the logo.
So how would you feel about that?
I don't care.
I don't care.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I will watch it. I just don't care. The same thing as like Spider-Man freshman year. I will watch it.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
watching
care.
that shit. I'm happy you, so you're gonna. Oh, we gotta watch on the podcast. Though.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You watch it. I'm not watching it.
Fuck. I was about. Yo, that shows you how bad I get shit. You see how bad I get shit about that? I was like, oh, we're watching it, and he said, Ralph, you know we're doing a podcast. We are on this shit. Oh my god.
That's how I felt about X-Men Evolution.
You know, listen here, bitch. The Evolution is shit. Don't knock. Just like you don't like Spectacular
I'm
Spider-Man.
gonna say don't. So both shows I can be on both. I watched Evolution and I watched Spectacular Spider.
Right,
So I can be on both of y'all at the same time. One and
That's
one.
why.
This is
Both of them.
Here's the thing.
You don't like both of the two.
Well, at the same time, it's not that I dislike Spectacular Spider-Man. I haven't watched enough of it to judge it.
Okay.
I just don't care.
But see, just don't care.
It's not my Spider-Man.
Like 1995 one.
Damn straight.
How you feel about the Ultimate Spider-Man?
Was that the one with Neil Patrick Harris?
No, it wasn't.
I actually enjoyed the Neil Patrick Harris
I
one.
know you did. We
For
had
the
discussion
dumbest
about-
reasons.
That was
For the dumbest reasons. It was not a good show, but it was one of those like guilty pleasure, enjoyable things for me.
Right.
Ultimate Spider-Man I actually didn't think was that bad. What I did see of it,
Yeah.
I felt like it was closest to the animated series that I grew up with, but still not quite there.
Well, again, like I said, it was Disney and it was filling itself out.
Right.
News 3?
All right. The last bit of news we also have is that we could pretend. This is going to know what you're saying. We could potentially see Matthew Murdock, but he will be retaining his not the lawyer side, but he'll be in his costume as he's luring up. But that's a potential we could be seeing, but in his like his yellow and.
Oh yeah.
What you see in that? That was like really like the last bit of like news.
So here's the thing. No matter what, I'm excited for Daredevil to finally be in the MCU. No matter what. I don't necessarily want to see the old school yellow uniform
He'll be in his yellow.
because I feel like
attire.
he is going to just look stupid.
What do you think?
I feel like how they're going to do it, they're going to do the same way they did Luke Cage. They're going to introduce it just for a little while in a flashback and continue on with the costume.
I guess
That's why I'm hoping that they give him his at least something similar to the Netflix costume.
No, I think he will end up with
With the
almost
Netflix, okay,
almost
yes.
an identical Netflix
Right.
costume.
Now it depends on how they, like you said, depends on how they actually take this route. Same way they recast and redoing Heroes for Hire
Just-
with the Luke Cage.
Just for you, they're going to put him in the Ben Affleck uniform.
Ooh.
That actually wasn't a bad uniform.
No, people, you'll cause a ruckus.
I like.
The fans will burn the whole She-Hulk series down.
All I can see right now is he's laying on the
fuck?
floor at the church. They pull the back of the head out. And he's looking up like, no, that thing sucked. I hated that movie. But the bad part is,
I don't blame Ben. I really
who you
don't.
blame?
The writers.
The studio. What is it? The studio itself.
Well, okay, I feel this is the bad part. They say guilty pleasure, and I will watch it once in a while. It's Green Lantern. Same word.
I've actually never seen it.
Really?
Don't watch it.
Yeah, you're fine. You ain't missing nothing.
Don't watch it. I'm literally saying, don't
Dude,
watch it.
Here's
Yeah,
the thing.
Mr.
I
Sherlock.
usually do not listen to critics' reviews,
But this
but Green Lantern had a couple things going against it for me.
Oh, he has a lot.
Well, the only thing it had going for it in its initial run for me was Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds as an actor, period. But it had the problems that it had. First off, it was getting shit on everywhere. Audience,
it is-
reviewers, everyone was
Yeah.
shitting on it. Two, it's Green Lantern, a character I don't give a fuck about. Anybody whose weakness is a color can fuck off.
See, you didn't tell some of the people that we work with. They be like, Green Lantern is the strongest one. Bitch, he can take it out by a fucking color.
But I think they changed that too. Because the beginning of it was wood.
All I need to beat him is a yellow dildo.
It was a wood.
That was the ambulance, by the way.
No, I was just seeing where they were going.
Right. But you said a yellow dildo. I caught that. You said a yellow dildo.
Wood.
Because they were like, the Green Lantern Corps, like one of our workers, like, it's the strongest. I'm like, bro. Right. Let me show you some. They run off emotions, right? Let me show you some dark shit. Man.
But then at the end of the day, watching the trailers didn't convince me either. Dude, the CGI even in the trailers looked so bad.
Looked like
so bad. That was before CGI got good enough to pass in superhero movies.
Right. So the fact that this man hates the movie so much that he killed himself in Deadpool 2. He went back in time just to go kill himself before he did a contract.
Because then you would have turned around and made him into this weird looking X-23 looking knockoff with no mouth. And I'm like, oh, that's bad too. So you gave him a double whammy.
Jumping off.
All right.
Right. But that was last.
Is that the news?
Yeah, that was everything, friend.
All right. So we get to talk about Hawkeye, Season 1, Episode 5. What was the name of the episode?
What's it just... What was it?
It's on the thumb, but I don't remember what it was called right offhand.
No, Ronin. It was called Ronin. It was just called Ronin. That's what it was called.
But
dude,
right.
This
dons the costume.
This is a confusing episode for me because here's the thing. It's my favorite episode so far.
Right.
But it wasn't an upbeat episode. It was a lot of building up to what is going to be the final episode. There were some cool things that happened. Do not get me wrong.
Well, there was a lot of things that actually got displayed. There's a lot of things. I feel like her frustration came out. That y'all put so much emphasis and care and credit to this man that he did all this dark stuff. My sister did all this dark stuff, but y'all gave him credit.
Right.
Like,
she broke
don't
it down
hold
to a
him
T.
on so high altitude. He's the reason why my sister died.
Right.
And she said it so nicely too, as she's making some pasta.
Making macaroni and cheese my fucking favorite.
So starting off, they actually did some artistic things with this episode that I was actually really happy that they did.
Okay.
So starting off, so she just got kicked out by Hawkeye.
Right.
It was like,
gave her the fuck home. Treatment. Go home.
And she went home and was down and depressed. Her mom came in and was doing the exact opposite of what Hawkeye was doing.
Right.
So you remember when Hawkeye was cleaning her wounds earlier in the season,
Episode 2.
He was actually like, if this is something you really want to do, there's things that come along with this. I think you're able to do it. You're really good at what you do. Yep. But, there are some negatives that come along with this. Whereas moms, not everybody can do these things.
Not everybody can do this. Like, damn.
Like trying to deter.
Right. From being a superhero.
And she has that moment of self-doubt where she feels like this isn't for her.
Like she wished she never picked up the bow.
I love that she's laying in bed and she's looking up, and as she sits up, the camera's blurry.
Right.
And everything's blurry until she shifts her focus to the bow on the wall, and then all of a sudden it cuts into a clear image, and it's a representation of. She doesn't know what she wants, but as soon as she sees that bow and remembers why it is she started to do what she did, she was like, you know what? Nah, fuck this.
And that's when she left 50,000 voicemails on this man.
Clint, answer.
The stalker Jones. She had a stalker moment.
And one time she did a tell, she said, yo, we gotta talk about the roof. Oh shit, hit the window.
I'm disappointed.
Of course.
No, this is a stupid disappointment. This show is doing.
You see how look at me, Dave. You see how
no. This show is doing the one thing that I hate that all these shows and movies and shit do. Do not sit here and tease me this episode that the costumes are done and then not wear them. Dude, do you know how irritating it was watching?
Winter Soldier?
Whether it's Falcon and Winter Soldier or Daredevil, they spent the entire first season. You're like, where's the Daredevil suit? Where's the Daredevil suit? And then right at the end, last scene, you see him in the suit, and you're like, man, fuck this. I gotta wait a whole another year.
At least you got a whole episode with him in the suit.
No, you didn't get a whole episode.
No, I'm talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier. You got a whole episode. So this one they gave you.
If I remember the last episode, he ended with the costume. He didn't wear it the entire episode.
He beat the shit out of
15 minutes.
He had the costume. The fact that he donned the costume. Everybody does the same thing. You're right. it's built up to the whole season.
So yeah,
My other show that I watched, Titan.
I mean,
and they did the same thing.
we already know what the costumes look like. They wear them in the promo pictures.
yeah, we're seeing what
Just put the fucking things on.
We're seeing what they're wearing.
Because again, the reason why is that means he had to acknowledge her as his partner. You will have to acknowledge her as who she is.
He's gonna have to because she's his only hope.
Once that costume comes on,
Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm your only hope.
Right.
You're my only hope, really.
Unless he wants to be erased from existence.
Just saying.
He wants the Kate Bishop to help his ass.
and let's go ahead and talk about how this young lady is explaining about the mom and everything else. Yes, you have this problem with this man. He, in my eyes, I don't care what you say, is a great hero. Right. Whatever personal things going on with you, that's your personal problem.
Right.
But don't discourage what I'm doing to be with this guy. And she turned around and she said, okay, I hear your argument. As she walks up the steps, turn around, look at her. Don't get in my way. And goes out the window. And
do the swan time drop.
She just literally walked up her steps.
Don't get in my way again.
Clint.
Right. She said, I'm not here to hurt, bro. I'm not here to hurt Clint. I'm here to kill Clint.
It was,
bro.
it was just beautiful.
Yeah, that whole dinner scene was weird, man. But I fucked with it, though.
Now, I am also so we had that scene where the swordsman gets arrested.
Yeah.
So I am personally believe that he didn't actually get arrested. I think those cops were actors paid by either Kingpin or Mom to put up a front to make Kate think that she was actually looking into him being involved with things.
Okay. I was just say contested too, but then why would?
Or, again, he could be arrested.
Could be.
Because, again, all right, let's think about it. You are here to do a job. And you're messing up on this job.
You've been fucking up.
Right, speaking about Kingpin. So I'm going to eliminate you.
Like Echo.
And
You've been fucking up.
I'm going to have to take you out of this situation. And we don't know what's going to happen to the swordsman after
Right.
Right. He could be dead. He could be dead. I mean, they're gonna. Of course, that's not gonna happen. I'm saying like
the mom,
he be an ambush.
To the point of showing who she hired, we already know the mom is sketchy.
Right.
She was opportunities.
Right. Call. And we got a problem. Like okay.
And yet you showing up. Who said the mom didn't call?
Right.
To eliminate the problem.
To eliminate the problem because you were causing me a problem.
Okay.
This hero was in my house.
Right.
Looking you up. So obviously we need to go and take care of you out of this situation.
Right. It's like chess. You gotta get to the king eventually. So.
My favorite moment of this episode was actually one that almost made me cry. And it's when Clint is talking to Natasha at the Avengers Memorial.
Yes.
Where it was like this is the first place the Avengers ever assembled, and he's sitting there having that heart-to-heart with Natasha. Where he's like, I'm sorry, I miss you. I really wish I could actually talk to you. But then I loved how he's like, but you're really going to be mad at me for this.
Right. But I like
But I
like what you made the point was, he silenced the world.
Right.
That means you couldn't hear
all
the
you
sister,
hear was that.
But you couldn't see the sister who could have been following you the whole time.
Who I think was.
That's what I'm hoping.
And
I'm hoping this is what's behind him when he said this.
And she heard everything and spoke everything.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Which, I understand that you had this great accuracy, this, that, and the other, but if you can't hear it coming.
Right.
Like, she could have got you right there. She could watch you. She probably watch you take the hearing aid out and just smack the hell out of you real quick. But she allowed you to go ahead and say this speech because she probably heard that. You're right. And that probably gave her to change her heart to find out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that's
to actually look into what was going on.
Right.
But that was, like I said, that was like my favorite scene. I don't know, dude. The touching scenes are always my favorite scenes in these shows. Like, even to this day, my favorite scene so far in Hawkeye, period, is the one where he's talking to his son, but he can't hear him.
That had me too.
And she's just writing it like this.
And yeah, it gets, like you said.
And I think a lot of that's because, we're dads.
Yeah. And the fact that it was, like you said, that moment, he was down and everything else, even when he didn't have his peace, Kate was right there. Again, this young
Kate came in and started writing shit.
It's a little boy. He said, "Oh," and he's going.
He thought that was a wife. He said,
and it was, and that scene specifically too was like a double thing because at that point, Kate finally realizes how much she fucked up his life right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because he was off doing his own thing, and then now because of her, he's taking time away from his family.
Right.
And she guaranteed, doing these to be done. And you're right. She did not run away. She did not do anything. Even when he told her to run, get away and everything else. She's fighting every day just to be.
She's like, nah, motherfucker, you need me.
Yeah,
she said, "How I track your phone?" She said, "I track your phone."
Funniest part of this episode was the arrow coming through the dude bro truck
and everything, and then that arrow
and that dude goes, ah! Swear to God, he had to have shit himself.
Yeah, bro.
And then all of a sudden,
dead
the
center on the head.
little side door pops open, and the dude's like, "Oh, there's a note," and he picks it out. And I don't remember what her name is. I just call her Echo.
I think I'm going for Echo too.
Yeah.
But it's like, "Echo, please meet me where you first seen me." And he's like, "But I'm not her."
Right.
Well, no shit,
the whole name of the group. It's a sweatsuit.
Bro, he took him out like a horror
and all
movie, bro.
these boys walking around with jumpsuits.
They're actually called in the comics. It was Jumpsuit Draculas.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
But now they're just called the Jumpsuit Mafia.
Yeah, Mafia. Yo, the way he took him out was priceless though. Like he was just picking them off one by one. When you shot his foot, he shot him.
That's later. So yeah, so they do finally meet up. And dude, again,
that fight scene, bro.
This show has nailed the fight scenes.
Right.
I don't know what it is and why I feel like they have failed to reach this level of fight scene badassery, as I'm going to call it. Because again, all the fight scenes I've looked forward to so far in the MCU in terms of Stage 4, especially Disney Plus TV shows. Right. So you get the Wanda Agnes fight, which was cool.
Right, that was cool.
But it wasn't really action packed, right? It was they were throwing shit kind of around.
Right. Okay, let's go with that. Because it's Disney. Disney has so much that you can show and cannot show.
Right.
So let's go with that one.
Like
even with that, he had his fights in the darkness, with the shadows kind of
helping
this idea of how bad he actually is.
Yes and no. So when you continue on a little further, I mean, we definitely got to watch. Fuck off, kitten. We definitely got to watch John Walker murder the shit out of somebody.
Yo.
Right? And then the fight scene I was looking forward to.
Oh, it was a disappointment.
Ended up being the biggest disappointment so far.
Oh my God, that is the most disappointing.
Which was John Walker versus Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And how
I thought that fight was going to be so badass, and then it ended up being so disappointing. I was like, this is kind of slow and weak.
And how they took him down was garbage.
They're fighting like it's a WWE wrestling match.
I get you, hit him low, boom, boom. All right, like that's it. He's down.
So it was boring, and then you get to Loki, which the best fight scene in Loki was Loki and Sylvie at the very end, the last season, the last episode.
Time he killed him.
And it was a good fight. I don't really have any complaints with that one. But then you get to this series, and every single fight scene in this series has been top notch so far.
It's like they keep elevating
every single one of them.
Because again, let's go ahead and call it what it is. We have as a background assassins, trained. Like he said, we are weapons. What do weapons do? They fight, they destroy, and everything else. So they showed it.
Right.
You are hand-to-hand, dangerous.
If it reminded me of all Captain America, it's like it elevated what I was looking through Captain America Winter Soldier in a way. And elevates like this. Like this is like this Captain America, this is a Hawkeye. This fight scene's like straight blow for blow, man. Every time they squared it was like blow for blow.
But yeah, so we get to the fight scene with Ronan, because that's what he apologized to Nat for. He was like, you know, you're gonna not like that I have to do this, and he put on the Ronan suit.
Well, okay, so with Nat is one thing. He went to his wife to make her. It wasn't for permission.
He wanted her to talk him out of it.
Yeah, but again, I feel like
he said, "You do what you gotta do." I'm like, damn, all right.
Because at the end of it, he's not just protecting him and protecting that suit. I feel like it's her identity that he's protecting too. So
and his family, because she had everyone's names written down.
Yes. So again, that watch is connected to them in a long way. And literally, what I love about it is he was nice to you the whole time. I took it off so you see my face. I really want you to understand what you're about to get into. I was there, but I'm not the one because I had an informant.
Bro,
was put down her head because again, when you're looking at it, you have a straight train. You're not looking at anything else.
Bro, they gave me chills when you talked to her though. They gave me chills.
That's because again, when she sat there, you can't deny it. You read everything off this man's lips.
Right.
Like,
she like pinpointed.
You see me again.
And you come back to my family. Right.
It's like that was it. That was it. Like the fight scene on that one was beautiful. Like, my thing was, you got a sword. And you hit her leg. You don't hit that clean.
No.
I'm taking the leg out.
Am I the only one
and I'm
that felt like whoever was holding the sword was at a disadvantage. Because when he first starts fighting, she kind of takes the lead in the fight,
right.
And then she steals the sword from him. But then he starts whooping her ass, and I'm like, lose the sword.
Right, because then after
sake.
he did that, that's when he said, fuck that, fat, and she was going to stab him over Kate Bishop hitting the arrow. He was shooting her to go for the kill.
But yeah, so Kate Bishop comes in, she saves the day. Hired an Uber driver. They got the fuck up out of there.
The Uber driver.
I thought that was the most funniest, cutest thing.
How we going to get out of here? You something in.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Here we go. Let's go.
Apparently that happened in the comics.
Yeah, I think that happened in the comics.
One of the comic runs.
And think about it. I feel like they kind of got this Deadpool 2, this man walking around with a cat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. In Deadpool 1. He's like,
you don't need your own car. Nothing like that. Just go get one of these people and just drive us out.
Right.
And yet, I think one of the most humanitarian... This man is in the city that he has no one to call on.
Right.
And yet the people that you was making fun of and everything else, is who you call on now. The firefighter. Literally sitting there watching Lucky.
And that's a comic book character too.
Grills?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Grills in the comics was like some fat white dude that liked to grill burgers on a rooftop.
But again, like you said, it was kind of great to see.
This is a throwback, like seeing that character.
It is. It's a good thing. I feel like when it comes to this show, it's the humanity that they show of him.
Right.
Yes, you show the gods, the power person, the soldier, even the spy. But the archer is literally the one who pulling your heart right now because it's the family guy, it's the family man. Like you said.
That's the family guy.
I have one question. This has been bugging me since the whole MCU.
Mm-hmm.
We have watched the snap.
Right.
Why the whole family? Not why one or two people are the members of the family.
But the whole
How
family.
the whole family get disappeared?
Just an unlucky draw.
No. According to him, it's not lucky. It's by random. So, because if you look at...
or maybe a bad fate, like a bad
if you look at Ant-Man, he comes back in 5 years.
because he was in the quantum realm.
His daughter's still there.
Yeah, but where's the mom and dad at? Do they have their whole family? It's like certain things in the MCU, certain things they did. Like, I understand why he went crazy. Because you lost your whole family.
Right.
Not the children. Not like the wife and you taking care of the kids. Like, you lost the whole family. So how did that come about?
Well, one minute you're playing with them and eating burgers and hot dogs. You know, honey, children.
Well, and that's why he turned Ronan, because he felt like these people didn't deserve to live, and they're still here.
Right.
That was his whole mentality.
And like you said, when he gave her this information, she thought about it, got on her motorcycle, and went and talked to the bull.
And the first thing he asked Clown or other psychic was, why weren't you there?
I love when he talks about Echo.
Oh,
He goes into the fucking...
Oh, shit.
Every single time.
Because we can't hear what you're talking about.
Right. But that just shows how passionate I was about that scene, though. Because I was like... She's like, and then he's like, I don't know. I don't know why I was there.
It reminds me of Major Payne. Do you read lips?
Okay.
Do you understand sign language?
Sign language? No, but it was just weird because he asked the like you number 2. He's like, why weren't you there? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I would have killed him right there. Like, what you mean?
Nah, she's doing her Yelena part now, where she's got to do some investigating.
2 + 2 is 4.
Because you got to think too. She spent this whole time despising Ronan. And all of a sudden, Ronan came in and told her some shit that could be true, and now she can't just trust him off the fly.
No, not anymore.
Well, I'm talking about Ronan.
Oh, no,
she can't just trust everything he says, because I mean, honestly, some of the best CIA special operatives members, whatever, can false out a lie detector test, no problem.
Your girl.
They can look as serious. They can make anybody believe anything they want them to believe.
Your girl, Black Widow.
Yeah.
So now she's at least got to do some investigating before she makes a decision on what it is she's going to do. So here's the thing. I still think she's the main villain in terms of who Hawkeye is going to have to end up fighting before this is over.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be like a fight to the death or anything like that. It's going to be a fight that ends in a way where where the Hawkeyes are going to probably win, barely. And she's going to then focus her attention on Kingpin, because her show's going to be her going up against Kingpin.
That's her show.
That's the only way they can go with her show.
Right. Can't go nowhere else.
Unless she's going to fight the whole Tracksuit Mafia on her own.
Which that won't take that long. That'll take about 1 episode. Not even 1 episode. Maybe like 10 minutes. And then roll credit. It'd be better than the Simpsons one.
Very true.
It'll be 10 minutes of ass whooping, like,
That's
right. Like, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. Like, damn. Steal your ass.
Like I said, the trick arrows is what I'm looking forward to.
I want to see one of them hate them arrows, man.
I can speak about the trick arrows and the costume being introduced. Like you said, with Echo having this shed of doubts, that's what he put in. Because again, he could have ended life right there. He said, I can end this right now. But he was only, like he said, I'm a weapon to go against bad guys. You're not a bad guy, you just misguided. Right. Now, granted, you're just like me.
It's like the Punisher episode.
You're a monster.
No way. Fuck off, bro.
I was doing a Ralph.
He did a Ralph. He was like, he was like,
Somebody wants to talk.
He's like, we are doing something right now. He said we are on some shit. He's so silly. But it reminds me of Daredevil season 2, The Punisher. Like I feel like she ain't gonna be. I feel like she won't be the main antagonist. I feel like she's gonna help. I still think now. I think Elena might be the main antagonist unless she was there at that memorial. Unless she was there.
Because something's up with her too.
Right.
She decided she was going to track down to figure out what was going on. And she finds out that Mom was the one that hired her.
Mom was the one that hired her.
Right. Which, by the way, I've been right about all season.
Yeah, we do these things. We're trying to know about it. Mine still would be Doomsday. I don't give a fuck.
But, yeah, he's Mr. Doomsday.
Oh,
Hawkeye's still going to die.
It's still going to be Doomsday to the fullest. And then if he don't die, I eat crow. Fuck it. It's either severely death or death.
But at the very end, we see Yelena talking. Obviously, Kate and Clint have patched up as good as they can for right now.
Right. Just for
they're playing with Lucky. I'm going to call him Lucky. I don't remember what his fucking... The pizza dog.
I thought his dog's name was Lucky.
Huh?
I thought his name is Lucky.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
Right.
They haven't actually made it. They haven't actually made it clear.
She
went through 12 names. Right. None of them really stuck.
And she just kept going. Like, singer dog. Like what? Okay.
But yeah, so they're playing with Lucky with Grills and Hawkeye, and then
and shit.
She gets a text message.
Bro, her whole emotion drop.
But not her emotion.
It was. It's Yelena being like, "Hey, look, Eleanor Bishop is who hired me."
Right. And then she said, "Who's that?" And it's like, "That's the guy."
And then we see Miss Bishop with none other than the Kingpin. Daredevil's the Kingpin. Not in a fat suit like people were predicting.
Yeah, they were wanting to be him in the fat suit.
And I love seeing him with the cane. Fuck yes.
The cane is for something. He actually can throw your ass. Like
the cane is actually used a lot in the comics.
Beat the shit out of you.
It's a weapon, but it also eventually starts to hold like ISO 8 and shit to make it actually have powers and shit. It's
whoa. Okay, so he may got some.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in this.
No,
MCU.
not right now. No, I'm saying, but he usually get like some magic to this
I like
shit.
the fact that, like you said, we have Netflix characters are coming to the MCU.
Right.
Yeah. Now, whether or not they're going to acknowledge anything that happened in Netflix is still yet to be seen.
Yeah. Again, like I think we had a discussion. The snap made everything disappear from Netflix.
Even though Agents are still saying they're canon now.
But at the end of it,
it's still not.
It doesn't exist.
Right, it doesn't exist.
Because again, Murdoch, which we love and we already know who the character is.
Right, we know who he is. He's not.
It's part of the MCU.
He may not even be there.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be there now.
Gonna be there
and now, Marvel, what you need to do is bring back the lady that played Jessica Jones because she was perfect for that role. You need to bring back the dude that played Luke Cage because he was perfect for that role. I personally want you to bring back the dude that played Danny Rand, but I understand why people don't. I like that. Are you ready for the one thing that's going to blow your mind?
Okay, go ahead.
You ready for this? Mm-hmm. The guy that originally created Iron Fist fully backed that decision and loves the character.
The guy who made him.
The guy who invented Iron Fist.
And I like Iron Fist.
And he was smoking crack.
In the ice, in the Himalayas.
And he was doing something.
He was smoking crack in the ice.
Again, let's go ahead and put this out. I know we're talking about Hawkeye there, but the fact that you brought that up. This man's one of the top martial artists, one of the top fighters, but you get your ass handed to you by a hitchman on the rooftop. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with that. You got your ass handed to you by Daredevil.
He did? Oh, he did. Damn. Fuck.
And you tell me you're comfortable with that.
He was also the only one that could actually hurt Luke Cage, too.
Yeah,
that's how they met. That's how they became friends. Because it was a miscommunication.
Right.
And he hit the hell out of him.
with all the Iron Fist might.
And what I don't like about Iron Fist is both fists, not one.
Well, but see, again, this comes down to writing and directing.
Right.
I liked that dude as Danny Rand.
Right.
He could be Danny Rand. I love the hairstyle. I love everything about it. But what y'all did to the character.
But that rolls back on writing. There's a lot of people that don't like him as an actor playing that role.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you want to keep any sort of whatever weird continuity you're doing with the Netflix universe, you need to bring him back. But actually have him under somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yes.
Right. He would be the MCU's Iron Fist.
Because, and I'll tell you now, if they replace fucking Punisher and John Bernthal doesn't come in as fucking Punisher, I will be pissed.
Yeah.
I feel like
he is the best Punisher so far.
Because he said he wants to come back, but only...
And 3 of them.
Right. And you can sit here and say the shit all you want where it's like, oh, the shit he goes through, he shouldn't live through. If you've never read the comics... He goes through that same type of shit in the comics, and he still comes through. They nailed the Punisher series. They nailed the Daredevil series.
Which I love.
The Luke Cage, they could have done better on, but they nailed it for the most part.
And Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones was spot on for the first season and a half, and then something happened.
No, wait, my thing is, what they didn't give Jessica Jones is a flight.
Yeah, she's supposed to fly, right?
That's what
right.
Again, that would make her good. Again.
But that takes her away from the street level idea, and I think that's what they were trying to keep her street level.
But that's the whole thing. See, they bypass all that. She wasn't a street level character.
Well, it depends too. Her attitude in the show was she didn't want to deal with any of this shit.
Right. She still
so she doesn't care about how long it takes to get from one place to another.
Right. But again, they took it from the Alias comics. They took it from that character, this thing. But when you look at it, I love the fact. No, what I didn't love is y'all didn't do the development between her and Luke, because that's who they supposed to be with. They supposed to be together. They're supposed to be married and everything.
Have a child and everything.
Y'all stopped it, and she went over here and he went over there. No, let's not even do that. Let's go ahead and develop what y'all supposed to.
I think MCU can do that though. With everything, with like how they did with Charlie Cox.
But
you can probably.
We can't put our faith 100% in the MCU.
Okay.
Let's be real.
They might butcher it a little bit.
They
might butcher a little down.
They did Inhumans.
They can't even do.
They fucked up Cloak and Dagger.
Oh my God! Let's not even talk about that piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that reason why.
But then they did good with Runaways though. But then they did with the Runaways though.
Just get my daughter watched this with. I didn't like it. I watched it with you because I loved you.
Now here's the thing. I'm saying they fucked it up just judging by what people have said.
Oh, okay.
I have not watched it.
You never watched it?
I am, as a person.
It was okay.
Do not watch that show.
Yeah, I would
eventually have to.
It was okay, but yeah, you don't watch it.
You eventually had to?
Yeah, we got to pull it out of the hat.
You're going to be mad as hell.
But see, it depends. It really depends. Inhumans, everyone shit on it. I actually enjoyed it, but I did not go in being a huge Inhuman fan. Right. I didn't read the comics.
I really was the same way too.
And I feel like that's the same thing with Cloak and Dagger. I know who they are. I know they're a couple. I know they're also now divorced in the comics. But I don't know much about them as a unit other than the fact that they make each other more powerful when they're with each other.
So what they changed it was these two characters started off as experiments for this drug doctor, and when they actually came out, they survived the experiment. And their whole thing was they was going around killing drug dealers, and they took that away.
Oh shit, they were killing them.
And how they got introduced to Spider-Man came up to them and said, "Hey, look. Y'all gotta stop this."
You're right, because you're killing you're killing people.
But who came out behind them was like, the person was like, "Hey, you come with me, I'm doing the same damn thing."
Oh, shit.
They was violent. They was really violent.
There's too many people violent in Hell's
and yet
Kitchen,
they made it to such a girly girl love story. It really was. I watched the first season and I was like, what the hell?
But like, yeah, so like with the Inhumans, I actually enjoy the only season of Inhumans. And here's the thing. There are things they fucked up on, which I can fully be like, that was stupid. Like cutting Medusa's hair. Right. Just because you didn't want to fund the fucking money to put her hair in every fucking episode, you're going to cut it off. It's a little dumb.
Right. I'm like, wait.
Then don't do the show.
Right.
But the actors and the people they had all in place were spot on.
Yeah, it really was.
Right.
I love Black Bolt's actor. I mean, you don't have to say anything any fucking way. So I mean, regardless, as long as you look the part, you've got it.
Right.
I think I was more upset that they had the costumes the way I wanted.
Lockjaw look cold.
I absolutely loved Gorgon.
Yes.
Gorgon.
Dude. Yeah. And the dude they had play the dude that's usually with Gorgon, the one that can tell the
weaker points of
the chances, the percentage chances of how something will succeed or not. I don't remember what his actual name is. Love him as an actor, and he killed that fucking role. But and the story didn't bother me either overall. I thought the story was alright. The guy that got to play Maximus did really good at being a sniveling little bitch.
He always plays the villain.
He plays some weird. He plays somebody always weird.
Right.
If you ever watch The Outsiders,
No,
not Outsiders. Misfits.
Okay.
He was in the Misfits.
Okay.
Watch it. He was like this awkward kind of person, but he had one of the most powerful powers that was on it.
No shit.
And yet, again, every role he plays is something about power.
Right.
Gary Jones, he wanted power.
Right.
This one right here, he wanted his brother's power and his wife.
I feel like if they really wanted the Inhuman show to succeed, they should have put Quake in it in some way, shape, or form to tie it into something.
And they wanted to succeed. They should not have it on ABC. They should have had it on Netflix, which you have a little bit more leeway to do certain things.
A little more dangerous.
Right. Now, am I upset about, now going back to the Luke Cage, am I upset the fact that they're going to recast it? Maybe. Because again, if they do it, then you can have a different...
They might not recast him.
Nope,
if they did, they kept
trying to talk about it. Both of them getting recast.
Are you serious?
And Iron Fist. Both of them getting recast.
I was like, I know for a fact Jessica Jones is coming back.
For Hero for Hire. That's what it's going for. It's going to be called
wow.
Hero for Hire. And those two will be recast. Because you got to think, the guy who plays Luke Cage is on his own show now, even.
Right.
Okay. That's a damn. Like,
now, Jessica Jones, yeah, you're right. That whole third season with her mom and everything else and her best friend. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it when her little best friend got that power and got addicted to it.
Oh, Hellcat.
She got addicted to it, like, it was great.
She got them briefcases, like, okay, she's about to be a badass.
Well, and one of the reasons and again, the Netflix shows did something for me that, and Marvel's been doing it this whole time, dude. They're taking these heroes that I don't care about and making things good around them to make me enjoy it. Captain America, dude. I fucking... Still to this day in the comics and cartoon animated shows, I can't stand you. You fucking Boy Scout. I hate you.
The Boy Scout.
Oh, yeah.
But the movies, Chris Evans, when they did their thing, fucking loved it. You actually root for him. Like, let's go, Cap.
It's really funny.
In game, you really rooted for his ass.
It's funny watching him as Captain America.
After you've watched him for fucking Human Torch for 2 movies?
And not just Human Torch. It's funny. He said, I was on fire. But imagine this all over my body. And he's coming back now. I need to stop doing that.
I bet we see him show up as the Human Torch at some point. Do it the whole multiverse shit. It'd be fucking hilarious.
But no, you're right.
You see him multiverse of madness donning the Human Torch. Like, okay.
But like, yeah, so like, again, Captain America, prime example. Iron Man, I was never a huge... Now, Iron Man wasn't one that I despised. It just, he was kind of boring to me.
I didn't like Iron Man either. I wasn't...
It was like, oh, you're a rich dude that flies around in armor and you're kind of... okay, comic Iron Man, at least up until the MCU started becoming more popular, was not funny.
No.
He was very dry and boring and probably usually drunk.
He literally said it. He made this character not to be likable.
Right. And then... I mean, they just done it with so many. Ant-Man. Ant-Man's another one of those, dude. Like, even now, reading Tales to Astonish, dude, pisses me off. I want to smack the motherfucker.
And depending on which Ant-Man, again, you have Pym.
Right.
And then you have Name. Again, two different characters carrying the suit and everything else. And two different ways to do it.
But even then, Hank Pym in the MCU is hilarious, dude. He cracks me the fuck up.
Oh, I like that older Pym. I like the way it was. Again, because he's way further different than what I grew up reading about. Yeah, that Pym was an asshole and everything else. The fact that Captain America beat the shit out of you and everything is that you have anger issues. This one right here was like, I love my wife. I love my kid. Don't take my experiment away. Like, that was kind of like you said. It was a great thing. I love that from the first movie even to the second one. Like,
but the first one was a standing moment, especially at the beginning when he said, you could protect your wife. He went, bam!
And again, though, that touching moment when him and his daughter actually have that conversation.
Right.
Yes.
It's such a feel-good moment. Because it's something she should have known anyways.
Right.
Like, he should have never actually hit that, at least not for as long as he did.
And that's because Lang had the conversation first.
Right.
He was like, look, you understand why I'm in the suit? I'm expendable. You're not. He cares about you so much and everything.
Right. He said I'm expendable.
And you're right. He literally had the conversation with her, and the whole dynamic changed because you see their relationship change more in the second one.
Right.
Now
let's begin the costume.
Now let's go back to Hawkeye.
Right.
And when you watch Kate watching the whole dynamic of just him talking to his kids and everything else, is what she missed. She missed the father figure. She missed that life and everything else. And that one glimpse of moment that she saw her mom happy, it was like, okay. Before she went to her room, she was like, all right.
Well, yeah, they were dancing.
Right. And yeah, but she never saw it. She never saw you happy like that. Because think about it, she's been doing everything else from training and just escaping her mom's shadow and everything else. That one moment she saw her mom,
that was the one.
Not as her mom. She seen that this woman who was happy and this man making her happy. And like you said, when she went down the room later there and she see the bow, that's my destiny. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is literally what I trained for.
Right.
I can't wait for the last episode to see
Right.
what she all this training coming out.
Crazy.
Ralph.
Right, you guys gotta cut his knee. Damien.
Season-ending predictions. We got one episode left. What do you think is gonna happen?
The way we say that, fuck it. I don't care. I'll eat crow feet. Yeah, I'm the doomsday guy. Fuck it. I feel like this will lead up to be either severely injured or death, but it probably more likely might be a death. Even though people are saying it will probably be a death. I'm saying I actually see him dying like a hero's death. Severely injured, but it's like with Armade. It just, you know.
If he dies, it is only going to be because of one thing. And it'll be doing what he wanted to do in Endgame. But was taken from him. And it'll be sacrificing himself.
So okay, sacrifice himself, yeah.
But I still don't think he's going to die.
Right, it'd be a sacrifice.
I will have to second that motion. What I'm looking forward to this last episode, it's the trick arrows and the boomerang now.
Oh,
I'm just saying, I want to see the boomerang.
The boomerang arrows.
I kind of want to see that. But
I want to see Hank Pym arrow again. I want to see what that's
for me I actually want to see the development and some questions being answered with Kingpin, Echo, and the mom.
And later for that matter too.
Because again, it depends on if it's going to be a regular half hour or it's going to be a full, let's get all this all out. Because again, as you see the scene, they in Rockefeller, right there on the ice. This is going to be an all beautiful battle.
Did you see that the play screen in Spider-Man? It's like I'm sorry, I just had like a little this is a little Easter egg I saw. Yeah, the play that he was swinging by had the play. That's the play from the first episode of Hawkeye. I'm sorry, I just had a moment.
So, fun predictions.
Yeah.
I still don't think we're going to see Kingpin much, if at all.
Okay.
Because again, I think they're really setting just him up for the Echo series.
Right.
I do think Hawkeye, Clint, is going to get hurt. I don't think he's going to die. But I think we're going to get to witness him being fully deafened with the arrow thing. Which is where Kate is going to save him. And it'll probably be Clown to keep it comic book accurate. That'll do it. But I think it's going to be a sneak attack. Or during the fight, Echo probably whoops his ass and realizes that he's not the person she should be going for and goes to leave. And Clown will come up and stick the arrows in his ears.
So you feel like the ears is going to be damaged? Period.
Yeah. Because in the comics, he goes fully deaf in that series.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Now, again, the comics is not going to match up because this is the MCU.
No, it's not going to.
Right, I was saying, damn.
But this is the MCU, and I feel that's the point.
But I think that's going to happen. But I do think Kate's mom's going to get arrested. At least arrested.
Yeah, no, she did get arrested. Yeah.
Because I still feel the series is going to end with Clint taking Kate home for the holidays. Because she's not going to have a family to spend Christmas with. And that would be a good way to end off the Hawkeye saga in terms of with Clint there. Bringing her home for Christmas, having a good holiday, and then she goes off on her own grand adventures.
Because again, like they did in the comics, he gives you the blessing, he gives you the name, and he gives you his personal bow because I'm done.
Right. Fuck it. I say Kate's mom gonna die too. Alright, go ahead. Fuck it.
He wants everyone to die.
I see that. What the hell, man?
Kate, I don't think Kate's mom's gonna die because I think she's going to be a bigger player down the line.
Okay. Fuck it. I think she's playing
because I don't think this is the only season of Hawkeye we'll get.
I don't think so either, especially if See, this is my thing. If they continue with Hawkeye, with Kate, and I feel like they have to, like you say, get ready for the Young Avengers. Because again,
right.
If you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
even Loki for that matter,
you've seen Patriot in it.
Yep, right. Patriot's in there.
And we already see one.
We got Kate.
And everything else.
I don't think she was a Young Avenger, but I think Yelena's going to be in it as well. Because I definitely think they're setting up for them that best friend thing between the two of them.
Yeah, but she was. I don't remember seeing her at all anywhere inside the history of any comics that I remember.
I don't either, but I do think they're setting up a friendship between the two. Because I think their lives are going to mirror
Hawkeye,
Clint and Natasha.
That would be cute. They're going around the world doing things. Especially she's still going out there deprogramming.
Right, Black Widows.
Right. No, take that back. Because in the episode that we did watch, they spoke about it. 5 years disappeared. Now that's the funny part. Now, if you think about it, right. they showed that she disappeared when they had the 5 years. Again, you talk about family. Tasha was still there. Her and Steve.
Right.
Never spoke about her sister and everything else, but you spoke about Clint the whole damn time. Never speaking about this because, again, you know your sister exists. Because you left your sister, got on the jet, go rescue your other family. But again, now you know the sister exists, right. And the last thing we saw was they was talking, she went and washed her face, and then she came back. And 5 years. Your sister's already gone. And which I never understood. How did this woman know
that your sister's dead?
And yeah, because it was off different universe. How the hell?
Right.
How do you know how?
Because she's a goddamn. Because Yelena's a scroll. Because Yelena's a scroll.
No. Because she got the information. Because she got the information from someone else.
Unless Contessa's an alien, how the hell? Like, how would she know that?
That's the problem. Because again, like they keep saying, watch where you get your information from.
That's you want me to tell you how Contessa got the information?
Yeah, how?
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Ralph.
There's some fucking way it's that simple. Not with Black Widow's death. Not on a fucking.
Did you know my sister is a serial killer? Yes, she's not. But you don't know that. I just told you, so you're forced to believe it. Yeah, she ain't got to know what actually happened. No. She just has to know what she needs to know to tell somebody to push their buttons to make them do what she wants them to do.
This is your next target. This is the guy who killed your sister. So
Contessa started from.
Because here's the thing.
That always been bugging me.
There,
so Contessa, what?
There is a good chance that Clint at least told other people within his team what happened.
They did tell him. Exactly. Think about it. They all had this conversation. He came out crying and everything else. He had to tell what happened. Hawk had a history, not history fit. He threw the bench. He threw like a chair or a bench. And he kept saying, she's not coming back. She's not coming back. He's already knew it was already done.
So at that point, all it takes, word of mouth. I'm sure at some point when they probably interviewed an Avenger or two.
It wasn't an Avenger or two. This thing about the people that probably worked inside the compound.
Right. But just to tell the story of what the heroes did to save the world. Right? So that's eventually going to come up. Here's the difference, though. Yelena was gone for 5 years. She has no clue. Right? Do you think she really sits down and watches TV? Or goes to plays?
Hell no.
Fuck no. So all she has is what people tell her. And all it takes is Contessa to walk up and go, hey, this is your next target. This is what we just got hired to do. Oh, and by the way, this is the guy that killed your sister.
Yep, and that's exactly what it was.
And that's all she knows. Oh, this is the guy that killed my sister?
They've been on his ass the whole time.
That's crazy, man.
That's why her hunting down and finding out that it was Kate's mom, and this is why it's not adding up to her now. Because all of a sudden, why is Kate's mom interfering with Kate's shit if...
That was always one of my mysteries. I really say word of mouth, but that would always be the mystery. I'm like, damn. I'm just saying, how the hell? Because like, we'd be like, because even it's not from the multiverse.
No, because it bothered me too at the end of the actual Black Widow movie and everything. She's sitting at the actual gravesite and she's talking. Yes, I'm on vacation, this, that, and the other. She's making the whole little thing. Your sister was great, adventure, blah blah blah. Here's your next target. This was not even off planet. This is literally off dimension. How do you get your information? How do you know exactly what happened? He's right. Push the button. I'll just push your button to send you on the way. I just need this opportunity.
Because here's the thing. The one thing she does know is how badass Hawkeye actually is. And the one thing that's going to help Yelena maybe overcome Hawkeye is to make her think that he killed her sister. Because that's going to put her into a mode that's like, no matter what, I've got to avenge my sister.
Right. Because when they were in the Uber driver and she said that's Natasha's sister, his mind went for his like facial expression kind of went from like at ease, like
he was like Yelena Below.
Right. It's like almost like he wants this to happen.
No, he literally, because again he was like, because it makes sense to him. He was like,
right. Woman, he was like this, that,
and everything else. Okay. Well, he probably wanted to have the opportunity to actually talk with her to, hey, look, to save the world, your sister sacrificed herself. I was going to sacrifice myself. Whatever he needs to do to talk to her, because it's one-on-one battle. Because again, he never actually laid eyes on his sister. He knew of her, never laid eyes on her. But this is another thing which really is kind of strange too.
Although to be fair, he never actually got to look at her face.
No, he got blasted
on the roof.
Yeah,
he was down when her mask came off.
He just know the name.
Well,
and he know because Kate got to see her face.
Right. Well, so that's what I'm saying though. He might actually know what she looks like.
Oh, you think so you think he knows?
He never got to see her face on that roof.
Right,
he was down on the ground when she took her mask off and she dipped.
My thing is, even the MCU, which I find is so funny, you got these time gaps and everything else.
Right, it's like
we never speak about the sister.
No.
We talk about, because again, you talk about Budapest all damn day long.
And now something that we just hang up here in the fucking like.
They had to retcon her in.
Right, retcon her in like underneath like a subway station. That's Budapest.
Now something I'm actually having trouble with the MCU. One of the things I always loved about the MCU is no matter what, it was always present day. It was always the event in 2012 was the Avengers.
Right.
The event in 2014 or 15 or whatever it was Ultron.
Or Ultron, right.
Right. So they always kept it present day, but now
like
they're backing themselves into a situation where they've really got to start paying attention to their story writing.
Right.
Because again, Spider-Man takes place the summer of 2024.
Right.
Hawkeye takes place the winter of 2024.
Shit.
So we're talking months later. That's another prediction of mine. I think we are going to see Spider-Man swing by.
And it's where he should be donning the costume.
No.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see him in the last episode of Hawkeye, but I don't think he's going to fight. I don't think you're just going to see him swing by.
Right. And I'm fine with that.
At least I'm hoping him swinging by with all the Christmas decorations up was like a hint that we might see him in this last episode. That'd be dope. That's my out there prediction.
That's an out there prediction.
Because to be real, though, they wouldn't need Tom to do that. They can digitally throw like a Spider-Man swing.
Right, foot, and then dip out.
Now, if he doesn't show up, I don't care.
Right.
I just think it'd be cool. Actually, I kind of want to go back and watch other episodes and see if he has already swung by and we just never noticed.
Right.
I might end up watching all the episodes.
Right, rewatch 1 through 5.
I don't think we will because somebody would have caught it somewhere. And it'd be all over the fucking internet by now.
They'd be like, Spider-Man did that, you see? Whoa, that way.
But no. But yeah, so they're just, timeline-wise, they're kind of...
They always mess up.
All over the place. Like, I feel like it would make sense if the X-Men were here because they're always confusing. You never know what the fuck's going on in X-Men timeline-wise. You got like Cable, like I'm from the future, but I'm also from the past. Bitch, who are you?
They blow up the fucking house, boom. Like, always blow up the mansion. Man, gotta blow that bitch up.
They kind of give us a star, 1 or 2. So much y'all to this big ass match.
That's always been the only thing I never liked about the X-Men is how much they toy with fucking time travel.
Right.
And it's always been confusing.
I didn't like how they actually changed the lineup of the characters. That's what did it for me.
Right, well, because they were different in the comics compared to like what they are now. Like, okay.
Yeah, in the comics it started off. It was
Iceman. Hank when he was human.
Hank Pym.
Slim
Summers.
Yeah. Slim Summers.
I ain't letting that go.
Hell no, you don't let that go.
And then
I think my
Angel?
Stan Lee has something to do with the last name and first name always had the same Slim Summers.
Peter Parker, Scott Summers. Jean Grey was different, but barely.
Sue Richards.
And her name was Marvel Girl. Was he even fucking...
But again, that is the top 5. And then again, you change the dynamic of Scott being.
What's Logan's last name? Howlett? Or was that just what he went by in the Army?
Logan is his last name.
No, his name is in Jim Howlett, if I remember correctly. Is what he went by when he was with the American Army.
Well, that's like it is his real name.
That's like nobody actually knows what Eric's last name is. He goes by Leshner,
Talking about neither.
but they don't know if that's his actual last name. Weird shit.
Right. Anyway, what was your prediction, friend?
For
Hawkeye next week.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said? I said, we do trick arrows.
Oh,
I want to see the boomerang.
Okay.
But all jokes aside, it literally is the actual questions being answered.
Yeah, you said we need some answers.
And now we are supposed to be getting 2 post-credit scenes.
Right.
So my prediction on those, I think one is going to be specifically for Echo leading into her show. And I think the other one is going to push Kate and Yelena. Because I think it's going to be focused around them. One of them, if not both of them. But I don't know if it's going to be, if they're going to be in Secret Wars.
Right.
Or Armor Wars. Because we know Photon's already getting sent to be in the Secret Wars.
Right. After she done with the Marvels.
Actually, I think Secret Wars, they haven't said which one comes first.
Secret Wars come.
Because so here's the thing, at the end of WandaVision, they never really said where she was going. They just said somebody wanted to see.
Well, Nick Fury wanted to see.
But if it's Nick Fury, then it's going to be Secret Wars.
Right.
And that would be the next thing she does.
Nick Fury wants to see.
Well, I feel like the end credits is going to be pushing She-Hulk.
Who's going to be pushing She-Hulk?
I think, because again,
I would like to.
That's going to be the next one. I think the She-Hulk.
Oh, that's the next. I was saying, God, my next wild prediction.
Well, so here's the thing.
Come out.
If She-Hulk is in, they had Jennifer, and Jennifer could be representing the mom or Swordsman.
Well, so here's the thing, though.
Yeah, these are real cops.
So I looked up the dates when things are supposed to be coming out, because here's the weird thing. They actually do not have anything MCU related technically coming out until May of next year.
That's what I said.
On the schedule right now.
Strange was come out in March, but they
which is weird, because so far this year, after WandaVision, you only took like 4 to 6 weeks off, and then it was another show. And then 4 to 6 weeks off, another show. So they've been pumping them out pretty quick. And now all of a sudden, December's going to end, and you're going to wait 5-6 months,
6 months
to put a new show out. I don't think that's going to happen.
It might be, because again, they might be concentrating on
Doctor Strange
movies. But, well,
that might be the credit too. So for everybody who didn't see,
we might get a whole another Doctor Strange.
For everybody who didn't see the movie,
you get a Doctor Strange trailer.
Actually be a trailer.
Damn. So you get the next trailer.
Or
you get that trailer that's called the movie theater.
We're already in New York and everything else, and everything is connected together.
Right. So that will be the next. Damn.
But
that'd be so. I mean, I
get
it.
As far as shows go, so I looked up. Miss Marvel is the next show that's scheduled to come out, and Miss Marvel's supposed to come out again. It's like July of next year. Now,
so we still have to wait.
And they have She-Hulk as TBD, so they haven't actually said when it's going to come out. To me, She-Hulk would make sense to be the next show out. So they might be waiting.
It should be the next show.
So this would be a good time to announce She-Hulk's going to be coming out.
Yes.
Like
unless they decide to push the Marvel or Miss Marvel up. I will watch Miss Marvel. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't really.
I'm looking forward to She-Hulk.
Right.
I'm looking forward to.
Because Banner supposed to be in the show.
Right.
This shows up in there. But again, they do it because you have certain characters you need the other character for.
Right.
She-Hulk does not exist without the accident that Banner had to get the blood transfusion.
Right.
That cause her to become what she is. And even with that, is it going to be Banner, not Smart Banner? They Smart Hulk. I want the Banner. Because again,
I hope the trailer was lying to us.
Right. Well, it looked like they really
because in the trailer it was Smart Hulk.
Right, it was Smart Hulk.
And then again, y'all just doing whatever y'all want to do. It's not possible for them to do that.
Right.
Like, I don't feel to do that. But if they do have Miss Marvel, are they going to get... See, with that, even how she got her name, it got passed on to her. It was given to her again as a rite of passage from the original Miss Marvel before she became Captain Marvel.
Here's a thought that I just had. Okay, Thor: Love and Thunder's coming out.
Yep, in November.
Right. Mm-hmm. After that, do you think the next time we'll see Jane?
She'll be dead.
I don't think she's gonna die.
She'll die by God Killer by Christian Bale's character.
No. Think about it. Because right now, I want to see if they're gonna actually explore the cancer.
Possibly.
Because I feel like when she had the actual ether that was in her,
that was the cancer.
I feel like it was eating her body.
It was eating her body.
And
damn.
You never see it too much because again, I want to see how that works out.
But I think they're also wanting to plan for somebody to take over the Thor mantle in the future because Chris Hemsworth, let's be real, he's not going to be around too much longer.
But again, once that's done, that's done. Because the game out.
Because Lady Thor's still in the Marvel universe.
No, she's not.
She's not?
She died. That's how I'm telling you. She's gonna die.
So she's
gone. What the hell, bro? The last battle that she had. It literally is. She had the last battle in the cancer. Because every time she transformed, the cancer got worse.
Are you serious? So the cancer was... Wow. What the... Okay.
And then Odin, the thing about when you first watch it and everything, they're speaking about the female Thor and everything. Thor is running around the city looking for females who was powerful enough to carry the hammer. This is when he still had he had the orange, black, and because it got cut off and everything else. And when he comes to see Jane, he had a list of people. He wanted to go see Jane. Jane's in the hospital bed. Like, cancer and everything else. He's like, no, it can't be this, that, and the other. Because again...
They're going to make him so mad. I bet she doesn't have cancer.
Yeah.
You know why I say that?
They're going to retcon it, bro. I said, would they retcon it?
I think they're going to retcon it.
Where she had cancer, but then she get the hammer, and cancer gone.
The cancer only does not exist when she's in her power. When the camera disappears. This is funny part, because Mjolnir disappears and comes back when she needs it. Because Odin even said something about it. And when she was about to die, he recognized her.
But to be fair, Odin's dead right now.
Yeah, Odin's gone.
Well, again, tell you right now.
Like I said,
It's gonna be a whole. Like I said, they're gonna have to explain how she gets the hammer.
I was just saying, I think it'd be cool to have a show with Lady Thor being the lead.
For like,
because I don't necessarily want to see a Lady Thor movie.
Yeah, my thing.
right.
To Lady Sif.
Huh?
Lady Sif.
She's actually supposed to come back. They'll probably explain where she was at.
Because the rest of the crew got killed. Where was she at?
She said, "Fuck this shit, I'm not."
I'm saying.
She
was at?
Get the fuck out.
She was hanging out with Phil, son of Cole. Don't act like you don't remember that episode.
Yeah. I had to drink all that real quick.
Okay.
There's gonna be somebody that watches this at some point and goes, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Go watch Agents of Shield.
Watch Agents of Shield, and you'll know.
That shit is fucking fun.
That was one of the best episodes, though, dude. I fucking love that episode.
Hey, when she came in that bitch too.
Yeah, even with that, like I said, she could have showed up. Because think, where was she? Same way they spoke about all the other heroes in the MCU. We spoke about War Machine in the first Avengers movie. He exists.
She was stuck in a loop waiting for Loki to get put in jail.
Right. She was the loop. You took my hair, and bam, and then repeat again.
Now, fun fact, in the actual Norse mythology, though, Norse mythology, him cutting off her hair is what led to Mjolnir being created.
Yup. And he's actually supposed to be fat. I found that out too. Thor is fat.
He eats a lot.
That's a Norse mythology. Yeah. Damn.
He eats a lot. He's lazy.
And red hair.
And red hair. Damn.
He eats a lot.
Really, Chris Hemsworth
He's also extremely lazy. And only will fight if he has to.
But really, Chris Hemsworth can keep.
But then Marvel's like, no, we gotta change some things.
Right. He keep going for like what, 10 years? If you wanted to.
We need a Fabio-looking fucking character.
They had to match the comic book. Blonde hair and blue eyes.
Seffy. But yeah. So now we don't tier this, but I gave this episode a 9.
I gave it a 9.
I thought it was solid.
A 9 also.
I'm super excited about next week's episode.
Okay, only thing is, I don't want to be disappointed. Don't get me all hyped.
No, I'm not to the level. Man. I'm not to the level of hype.
Slow that down. Don't do that.
No.
1 out of 10 on spot.
I'm excited for it because it's finally going to bring an end to this series, and I think they're in a good position to end the series.
Right.
Okay, so it's a question.
And I think it's going to be good.
Okay, so far, just Hawkeye itself, how do it compare to the rest?
As long as this last episode doesn't fuck up, so far it's the best show on Disney Plus, in my opinion.
So you have Hawkeye, Loki, then Wanda?
Actually, I have...
Right.
Mine's all fucked up.
Right, it's fucked up.
Wanda's actually my least favorite. Mine goes Hawkeye, Falcon, Loki, and then Wanda.
Right, because mine is Hawkeye, Loki, and Wanda.
So far, mine's going to be Hawkeye, Falcon, Loki, then Wanda.
So like mine.
Well, because Falcon Soldier's the least favorite for me. But I'm not fucked with
Falcon. So I think the reason why I like Falcon and Winter Soldier so much, and this is, I feel like of all the shows, other than Hawkeye, because like I said, Hawkeye's taken that place. All the other out of all the shows, this one's been the closest related to the comics that I've seen, in terms of how they're portraying Falcon. And we had actually talked about this in a previous podcast. What people are not ready for is I really do think Captain America 4, whatever they decide to call it, is going to be a big racially charged movie. And they're doing that because when Falcon was Captain America in the comics, a big part of him being Captain America was going against the government on systemic racism.
Right.
And trying to clear that up. And now the difference, though, I don't think it's just going to be that. I think by the time that movie comes out, he's not just going to be dealing with African Americans in American society.
Right.
He's still dealing with blip victims who are being outcast because of their situation, which the X-Men, or mutants in general, not just the X-Men, but
got blimped out and blimped back in.
Mutants in general are also going to be going through the same thing.
But they were outcast since day one.
So his big thing, probably over the course of the next movie, maybe even two, is going to be fighting for equality for everybody.
Right.
And I think that's going to deter a lot of people because for whatever reason, people don't want to deal with real life in these movies.
Or
TV shows, period. But I feel like you can't have Marvel without doing that. That's been Marvel since Marvel has been in existence.
Because they talked about how woke everything got when Marvel's always been woke.
Marvel...
He said, yeah, we caught up.
The X-Men have always been...
The Iceman was all... We knew he was gay.
An outcast group.
That. If you look it up, you have the top 3 heroes. I mean, teams, period. Fantastic Four, Avengers, and X-Men.
Right.
The difference between these 3, 2 of them are loved and not being chased. Avengers and X-Men do the same thing.
Right.
They go out there and save the world. They go out there and make damage and everything else. The difference is the X-Men are still being hunted down.
Right.
They still being hated this day.
They still save the world being hunted down.
But in the comic book world, they are the minority. They are the blacks.
Yep.
In the comic books itself. And it has been put out there.
Well, like Stan Lee made it to where Magneto was like Malcolm X.
No, it's not even that.
And Charles was like Martin Luther King.
It has been said. It's Captain America put it out there. Even Iron Man put it out there. You can ask for the X-Men's help all you want. Soon as they ask for it, it's a mutant problem.
Right.
There's no such thing. If I'm having a problem with Phoenix and anything else, it's not a mutant problem. It's just a problem.
Right.
We all want to go against Doom. Oh, Wolverine, come on, y'all. Come help me this day. Fantastic Four, go help. But again, they need help. Y'all see them as less than what they are. Yep. Even when they had the Civil War, when they actually had the whole thing, the mutants was going through their own problems because of Wanda. She took out the population.
Wiped out the population.
But soon they had the Civil War. Who was the first people they went to go ask? You went to come ask the X-Men. Right. We need y'all help. And they turned around and said the same thing to y'all. It's not our problem.
Right.
Because again, we asked for the same help. Y'all don't want to give it to us. And you're right. When it comes to the Winter Soldier and everything else, he literally had that moment in the speech.
That speech actually was won over, hands down, why it's my second favorite show. Well, yeah, second favorite show.
Because he explained, like you said, this young lady who, like he said, now you know how we feel.
And it's not even just that. One of the things I loved about it too, especially that speech, is he was even like, I don't know what to do. But it's not my position to know what to do.
Nope,
it's yours.
Yep.
Figure it out and help these people.
And he said, literally his superpower is hope. That's my superpower. He said, right now, I know
I hope
a lot
they
of
fix
people,
that outfit though. It is so ugly.
He said,
What
he
the
said,
fuck kind of outfit
but
he
he said, there's people right now who do not want to see me wearing this red, white, and blue. They here right now, look dead at me, but I still have a job to do.
Right. And I think that was another thing that I loved about the show so much too, and this actually made him super uneasy.
Oh, episode 2.
He had such an issue with like the series and on the race part of
And
it.
it might would have been. Okay.
I loved. I don't remember his name, but the guy that was telling him, where he was like, Isaac. Thank you.
First Captain America.
Where Isaac was like, the world doesn't want a black Captain America, and it kind of. But he's right. Honestly, even now, if you look at the world, we're kind of in that same situation just in general. Right? I mean, look when President Obama was becoming president. Most thing I heard during that entire time was, oh, we don't want a black president. What?
Right. Nobody's going to respect this president. Nobody's going to like him this day, but he was one of the most liked and respected people in the world.
Right.
Yeah. When Isaac spoke about their experiments and everything else, it was facts because it was true history happened in history.
Right.
And like he said, they don't want a black Captain America because it's not blue eyes and blonde hair.
And maybe I would have been cool with it if they.
But goddamn it, New York is about to get the hero they need.
Right.
Not the hero that they want.
I would have been cool with it if.
I did.
Yes, you did.
I would have been cool with it if they didn't have the scene where the police show up. I would have been cool with that whole speech until the police show up. Is this man bothering you? Like, that took me out real quickly out of that episode.
But it's reality.
I know that's reality, but I didn't like that.
He doesn't want reality.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, damn, like, and that's why at the end, he's like, dude, you gotta lighten up. Like, adapt and change. I may die for this, but I gotta fight for it. Damn, at least adapt and change, bro. Like, he's still going back. He's still falling backward. That's all I'm saying.
That's because
Jesus.
Isaac has never had anyone there for him.
And now you have
If you're-
somebody on your corner now. You have
Ralph,
somebody.
if you spend literally your entire life being oppressed, looked down upon, and hunted, one person coming along is never going to be enough to make you go, you know what? He's right.
And yeah,
he's just Captain America now.
No. It's not even just that. What he did more than anything else, he showed the world. He literally said, "Come with me, get dressed. I'm gonna show you something."
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He showed him. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Do you understand what he showed him?
Yeah, he showed him the memorial. Like, he showed
do
him
you,
like.
do you understand what the memorial represents for him? His story got told.
Right, story got told.
Someone finally acknowledged
he's in
that.
hiding.
Yeah,
He's still in hiding. To be fair, he's still in hiding.
Well, technically, in the comic book, it's way worse than that. Because technically, he's an actual government property. He can't even leave the United States.
Right.
He can't even do anything. It's literally, look it up. When Black Panther and
Now that's
Storm
not just
got-
him though. That's anybody. If you work for the government,
Right.
you're American property.
You're American property.
So they had to actually, it was a
Like
lovely
Lee.
speech because Black Panther and Storm sent a hologram invitation to him.
Right.
He said, "We know who you are, and we'll be honored if you come to our wedding." And his grandson is sitting right there. Was like, "So, you think the government gonna let him leave out the country?" Because again, anybody who did not know,
Although, if you think about it, if the Avengers were to take him over there, do you think the government would stop him?
Right. It's the Avengers. What the fuck?
because when Patriot got hurt, first time he got hurt, they was fighting the Skrulls and everything else. Captain America ran to the hospital. It's my fault because again, Captain America has a bad habit telling these young kids what they're not ready for. You're not ready to be a hero.
Right.
But they have proven over and over again. I understand that you have a thing about kids because the kid that you had got killed, but don't put everybody in the same category.
Right.
And you see
But-
Isaac right there in the hospital giving the blood to his grandson.
But in terms of the realism of the show, that is one of the things I actually loved about it. Because again, now, not being a black person, I have been pulled over by a cop, and then him walk up to the window and go, "Oh, you're not black. Never mind." Hands down.
He ain't talking about that story.
And it's fucked up.
pulled up,
It
right.
actually had me shitty.
Right.
Or
So
getting pulled over because you're black. And,
then it's even worse. Then you might not even make it.
Yeah.
It's
So everything's being filmed now.
filming ain't gonna stop nothing.
No, hell no, they still shoot you. Go bloody.
I just watched a dude in a wheelchair. Now he wasn't black, but I did watch a dude in a wheelchair get shot fucking 9 times on his way into Walmart the other day.
Oh yeah, because they had a little knife. You know, you could have just kicked the knife out of his hand.
This is why I don't watch the news. This is why I watch my.
Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. That has nothing to do with Marvel.
I love the show. That was the only one that made me iffy. That was it. Other than that, I love the show. I love the climax of the costume.
I love the climax of the costume. Here's my problem.
Oh God.
The comic book design of that costume did not translate well.
It's not going to translate.
It is.
It's Wakanda tag, bro.
But see, no, this is the problem. It actually looks good in the comics. Yes, when you're reading the comics and you're like, dude, that is such a cool suit. And then you see it in person on TV, and I was like, oh no.
They can't draw. See, okay, they
no.
The artwork of it, like
they only got the best they can. Like, really, that was kind of spot on, actually.
Technically, it was emulated Cap's suit. And I had to explain to people the reason why he ended up becoming the Captain America. Yes, Bucky was there as a child, but if you look at the comics, he was literally his best friend.
Right. It's not even just that. If you think about how the MCU is formed, they want to keep the Captain America figure as a symbol of
hope,
purity,
okay.
In a way. And if you look at Falcon and you look at Winter Soldier, given the situation that's going on, Winter Soldier does not make sense. Winter Soldier was out murdering people, whether he was under his own.
And yet he's still.
In the comics, he did. Yes.
Yeah, he'll be the third.
He was the second.
He was the second.
He was the second one. Okay, so.
Well, technically, how me and Nick spoke about it, Hawkeye held it for a day and said, "I'm done with it."
Yeah, but, Hawkeye had it for a day.
But officially,
Hawkeye.
Officially, Bucky wore that suit, different suit. Shield,
right? It was like all black. It was all black, wasn't it?
It was like a little black, but the actual symbol.
Right, the actual symbol though.
But again, it was. He had his own twist to it.
MCU wise, it just makes more sense to have it be Sam.
Right.
Well, he passed the show. What I liked about that show too, it was the most realistic thing about it. Is this man, you're an Avenger, but you're not one of the Avengers. Meaning, you didn't get paid like that. And
bro,
it showed it too.
He said they didn't give you no money, no expenses, no
nothing.
He was.
There's a difference. Okay. As an Avenger, you were taken care of.
Yes.
Right.
You were taken care of. You weren't hurting.
No.
You had a place to live.
Right.
They were providing you food.
Yep.
But now that the money bags is dead, there ain't nobody around to pay for shit.
Even with Hawkeye situation.
If you look at it, he wasn't really an Avenger. You actually was Cap's sidekick.
Right.
Well,
Cap's help. Same way as Rhodey. Because Rhodey basically is working for the government, but yet you was sidelined with
right, your name's on a little more.
The difference is the reason why Hawkeye has money. He worked for Shield.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I said. Everybody had a different job.
Well, in fact, that Memorial for Battle of New York actually had. You don't see Hawkeye or not Hawkeye. You don't see Falcon's name or War Machine on that bitch.
Because they weren't. That wasn't. They weren't there for the first.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like
that's what I didn't like about the first Avenger movie too.
Really?
Because again, War Machine was there. He exists. Think about that. Avenger movie came after Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
He spoke about it. And you see him saying, oh, we gotta hear this speech again. Iron Man 3, they keep talking
well,
about.
I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. Now there are obviously a lot of things MCU has changed up.
Oh yeah,
right. Prime example. Cap's not the first Avenger. In the comics, he wasn't in the Avengers when it first started.
No, he wasn't.
As a matter of fact, Iron Man's honestly, nobody's the leader. Their first meeting, it was Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, Wasp, and Hulk.
Right.
And the reason why is...
And even then, Hulk wasn't the first. It wasn't in the team at first. He was kind of the villain.
Yeah, he was on his own little...
Well, because again, Loki came down.
Right.
Brainwashed the Hulk to fuck Thor. And it was literally the statue that they had for the Hulk that was made out of adamantium, and he was tagging Thor ass up with that. That's how they came together.
And it was so weird though. You sent out a transmission to everybody. I'm like, Loki, once again, you're the own catalyst of everything. Like, what the hell, bro?
You fucked yourself.
Right, you fucked yourself. They all came to you. Oh, okay. Oh, we got. Oh, okay. You're there. All right, what are you?
But no. So like, Cap wasn't in the original Avengers team.
Nope, he wasn't.
Nat wasn't in the original Avengers
Hawkeye
team.
wasn't.
Hawkeye wasn't.
Nope.
Actually, Hawkeye starts off as a bad guy.
He was.
Yes,
he really was. Everybody starts off literally as a bad guy, realistically. And then you get Wanda and Quicksilver. Only the first two mutants were third one actually, because Wanda was a mutant, and people don't realize that she was actually a mutant. But Hawkeye, Quicksilver and Wanda was the only two criminals that became an Avenger.
Right. Which they nailed that perfectly in Age of Ultron. They're like, hey, you're an Avenger now. Even Hawkeye introduced that shit. He said, step outside, you're an Avenger.
He do have some good lines. He said,
here's the thing.
Hey, that was the greatest line ever.
So Falcon technically was in the Avengers for a short time. He was. Because at the end of...
like 3 seconds.
At the end of one of the movies, when they built the training center,
yeah.
Cap walks in and he goes, "Avengers Assemble."
Oh, when they all were standing there. Yeah,
War
Machine,
it's
Vision,
Rhodey, it's Vision.
Wanda.
That was them about to become the second wave of Avengers. The problem is Civil War. And that's what caused everything to be put on hold.
Because you were supposed to have that. Was
and I still kind of hate the way they did Civil War in this because, like, don't get me wrong, it was good. They did what they could with what they had.
The whole
but there's so much more to the Civil War than what that movie did.
Yes, I know.
So much. You broke it down to a T. Like it was like an explosion.
And it's so irritating because Spider-Man has such a
big role. He unveils himself to everybody in the world.
But that's what it was. Because again, when you read it,
right,
it's literally saying. Only thing they got right was the contract. It really got the actual.
That's cover course, yeah.
And literally, because again, you watching the young.
But even the contract itself is different. And that's what I didn't like about it.
The Accords was like something else.
Well, the Accords originally were you had to reveal who you were.
And Spider-Man was playing that line. And eventually,
it wasn't playing the line. It literally was. Cap said, "We have heroes, Spider-Man, Daredevil." He named the heroes whose identities need to be kept. What I like about this is because it wasn't just the Avengers; it was the whole Marvel universe. You had families splitting up. Fantastic Four went this way.
They killed Wonder Man.
They had people over
here. Thor.
Now, Fantastic Four was Team Cap.
No, I'm saying big dude Wonder Man was.
They weren't?
Only two.
Oh yeah, they just split up.
Right, because Human Torch and thing were.
Oh no, Sue and Human Torch went with Cap.
Reed
Richards was with Iron Man. And Ding said, "I love the country so much. I am not going to disrespect Ninja. I'm going to leave out the United States."
But he slept.
Because he didn't really do it.
To read the first one. It was very deep.
What he said was, "Don't bring this to my country. I love both of y'all.
Although
both of y'all are my best friends. I want you to go to my wedding, but don't bring this here."
Here's the difference for me, though. Okay, here's the difference for me. Do not get me wrong. I love Civil War 1.
Civil War was.
But I like the story of Civil War 2 way more.
Of course.
Because the decision. No. The decision for me was harder to make.
He was like.
Civil War 1, when I was reading it, hands down, I was like, Cap's right. Cap is 100% right.
Yeah.
But Civil War 2, morally, I had an issue. Because for me, it does come down to...
Captain Marvel.
No. It has nothing to do with Captain Marvel.
It has something to do
with
it's the ideals behind it. Because, again, Civil War 1, it's Cap stood for the side that secret identity should be allowed.
Right. It was like,
and it was versus secret identity shouldn't be allowed. For me, that's easy. Secret identity should be allowed. As a hero, you put you and your family in way more danger if people know who you are. Easy decision to make.
But it was just, like you said, even with the first one, it's what they came with to go. Okay, so we're going to train you, pay you, but you have to give up
what you are.
Identity and stuff like
we'll
that.
give you everything you need.
But Civil War 2, morally, I'm not saying Civil War 2 is better.
No,
I'm saying I liked the struggle more.
Or the struggle,
yes.
Because it's... We can't stop people until they do something wrong. But if you have a chance to stop somebody before they kill a bunch of people, would you take it? And that's where I have my personal problem, because I'm like, a part of me is like, if you know somebody is about to go and bomb a building that's going to kill 600 people, right? If you know that's going to happen and you stop them before it happens, you just save 600 lives. But then you are technically punishing somebody who hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Yep.
And that's where the struggle for me was, because it's like, and then they played into the whole idea of it just being chances and things like that. And the way the story itself was constructed, it made it harder for me to actually choose a side. I was just like, at that point, I'm reading and I'm just like, we'll see how this plays out.
Yes.
Whereas, again, Civil War 1, very easy for me. Team Cap.
Clean cut.
Team Cap.
Civil War 2 is kind of like Spider-Man Far From Home, because how you would say, I mean, I know you see them turn good, but how you know they won't go back and still fuck around and still do the shit that will cause their death still?
What are you talking about?
No, you sent them back to their universe.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just said Spider. I was like, Civil War 2 reminded me of Far From Home. And I said, now that you made them good, We don't know what will happen when they go back to their universe. We're hoping.
So you actually mean No Way Home?
No
because
Way Home.
You said Far From Home,
My bad.
and I'm
Sorry.
confused as fuck.
My bad.
I'm like, nah, motherfucker. I knew from the moment that movie started, Mysterio was a bad guy. Don't play this game.
I'm watching like, what the fuck?
But to be honest, it's like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning.
I'm enjoying every fucking.
No, I'm enjoying it. I'm just saying,
we've-
but it's like you send them back to the universe. You don't know
But
whether or not
you're
they
right.
might still do the same shit.
The time period when the first one came out,
Right.
live TV, it was plain simple. It's the choices that we can control your movement. We control everything because you want to be a hero as a government. Because think about it, only one who is actually a government team is the Avengers. Right. You have all these teams who are not trained.
Right. You have all these factions and groups. And
Only person who really trained, you watch them being trained, is the X-Men.
Didn't Civil War 1 start because
New Warriors was chasing after Mike,
and they end up blowing up a bus or some shit like
That's
that.
not a bus. It's actually
a bomb.
Connecticut. He blew himself
up.
He literally told these young people, "I am out your league. You need to go on with your business." And they live doing this. They're doing a live TV show.
And kaboom.
And they killed 600 people.
600
300 was kids. And that's
right.
how you pick that number. But
Oh,
300 was
right.
kids. And it was inside everything. And everybody in the world watched it. And the government said, "No what? No more." Who sanctioned these little kids to be heroes and stuff like that? And they all had to clean up. Captain America and Iron Man gets a phone call to go to Congress.
Oh yeah, it was
and he goes to the White House and they're literally talking. And Cap gets to leave, and they kept Iron Man
Then
behind.
we get to watch Cap get assassinated. Sorry.
Right, because that was supposed to happen. Or not MCU, but that was he got assassinated.
Anyways, we've digressed terribly.
Yes, we
did.
did.
Hawkeye is really good. We're all excited.
Watch the last one. Watch the last one.
We'll all be back next week.
Yeah.
For the last episode of Hawkeye, and we'll actually.
So next week will be Christmas. No, we're gonna be here on Christmas Eve.
We'll be here Christmas Eve recording. They won't get it till after Christmas.
That's fine.
But yeah. So, with that being said, we'll see you all next week. Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Boom.